Hello and welcome back to our read-through of the Vue.js.org new documentation. So we are reaching the point where we can start with the components in depth section, starting with component registration. This page assumes you have read the component basics. A Vue component needs to be registered so that Vue knows where to locate its implementation when it's encountered in a template. There are two ways to register components: global and local. Global registration. We can make components available globally in the current Vue application using the app.component method. Here we are where we declare our app with create reapp app imported from Vue. We run it, in this case with an empty object, and we get our app, and then we can register a component globally like this: app.component, and then the name of the component, and then the implementation details of the component. If using single file components, you will be registering the imported Vue files. So that simply means importing the component and then registering it like that. The name of the component and then the component itself that we imported, which is basically like an object. It will be parsed like an object, like so, in the build step, I think. I may be not very precise in my description sometimes, but forgive me about that. The app.component method can be chained, so we can register multiple components like that. Globally, well, by the way, chaining means, in case you don't know, that you can call the method once, and then this is going to return the same app, so you can actually chain or call the method right after the previous call, like that. And the reason why you can do this is because this method returns the app. Globally registered components can be used in the template of any component within this application. Yeah, so once you register a component globally like that, you can use it anywhere without doing any kind of sort of import or whatever else. It's available to be used anywhere. This will work in any component inside the app. This even applies to all subcomponents, meaning all three of these components will also be available inside each other. So we could use component B inside component A, or component A inside component B. Local registration. While convenient, global registration has a few drawbacks. Global registration prevents build systems from removing unused components, aka tree shaking. If you globally register a component but end up not using it anywhere in your app, it will still be included in the final bundle. Global registration makes dependency relationships less explicit in large applications. It makes it difficult to locate a child's component implementations from a parent component using it. This can affect long-term submintability, similar to using too many global variables. Local registration scopes the availability of the registered components to the current component only. It makes the dependency relationship more explicit and is more tree shaking friendly. When using single file with script setup, imported components are automatically registered locally. Alright, so if we import a component with script setup, that component is locally registered automatically. If not using single file components, you will need to use the components option, like so. For each property in the components object, the key will be the registered name of the component, while the value will contain the implementation of the component. The above example is using the ES 2015 property shorthand that is equivalent to this. So this is equivalent to this, as you all probably know or should know. Note that locally registered components are not also available in descendant components. In this case, component 8 will be made available to the current component not only, but not any of its child or descendant components. Component name casing. Throughout the guide, we are using Pascal case names when registering components. This is because Pascal case names are valid JavaScript identifiers. This makes it easier to import and register components in JavaScript. It also helps IDEs with autocompletion. Pascal case makes it more obvious that this is a view component instead of a native HTML element in templates. It also differentiates view components from custom elements, web components. This is the recommended style when working with single file or string templates. However, as discussed in DOM template parsing caveats, which we have already seen before under Essentials Component Basics, Pascal case tags are not usable in DOM templates. Luckily, Vue supports resolving kebab case tags to components registered using Pascal case. This means a component registered as my component, that is Pascal case, can be referenced in the template via both my component with Pascal case and my component with the kebab case, so with a dash, and small letters. This allows us to use the same JavaScript component registration code regardless of template source. Okay, so next props, but we are gonna stop the video here.